Right, okay, so within the series we've been talking about on and off grid, and I showed you in production. This is actually a finished unit now, so I showed you the first one, which was a production unit. This is a finished unit. So this is 100 kilowatt hour. So these batteries are a little bit smaller cells, so it's configured as 100 kilowatt hour. This actually one here is an on grid, but I'll show you. Let me open the cabinet here, and you see sitting underneath the cabinet here. So you've got two breakers here. These breakers are for your MPPTs, 2-channel MPPT. You've got your DC to DC, and you've got your PCS in here. What this unit hasn't got, it hasn't got an STS. So it's very much an on-grid. So it's an on-grid with MPPT. So you've got the MPPT, 2 channels. You've got your very simple connection here, but you haven't got your complicated connections as what you would be looking. This can be used with or without transformer. Often you wouldn't need a transformer if you're going into European, or most applications you don't need a transformer if you go for a low cost on-grid solution. So this is actually very much an on-grid solution with your MPPT. And you look here, come down, it's very simple to wire. You've got your 2 channels here. You put each of these MPPTs, you would put them onto your combiner box. So you'd have your external combiner box for your MPPTs. I think everybody's familiar with that. You've got protection, the fuses and everything else on the combiner box. And then next to it is your grid breaker, and it's straightforward grid connected, so it's basically AC coupled onto your grid. So this is actually used for grid trading, power shaving, various stuff like that, but it's an on-grid solution. This doesn't give you backup. So the backup, you would have another unit here with an STS and a lot more complicated wiring, a lot more fuses. And what we're also talking about for our version as well is having another module, another PCS going in here, which would actually give you the facilities to allow a generator to connect to it. So the secondary PCS is allowing the generator to go to it, which will directly charge onto the DC bus bar. So as I mentioned earlier on, so it's very nice. It's a very simple, compact unit. It's designed for a price. It's beautiful. It's absolutely rock solid. These are built very, very well. Very, very simple to use. Live neutral earth. You can be either into Delta grid. I think this one is a Delta grid unit, or you can go to Star grid. Star grid, you have a center tap on the star, which is your neutral, which is predominantly your earth, and your neutral is the same size. That's on the center of the star. You've got your on this particular one. This is a Delta grid. This one is actually designed for 230 volt Delta of the Philippines. But if it was going to South Africa, it would be 400 volt roundabout, or in the UK 440 volt star format. It's a little bit different. The only difference is, I know on the star format and against the Delta format is the batteries, but this actually has a transformer, so the transformer sits at the back. If you're going to using it off-grid and you want to reduce the cost, you can do it without a transformer, but you have to consider your battery configuration. So that's it. It's a very nice product. It's very simple to use. It's exactly the same. You've got the local EMS, which controls the system. It controls the HVAC. It controls all the various systems. It controls the fire system. Everything else is controlled by that, and then that reconnects to the cloud. And in our case, it'd be the Sunsynk Connect or Sunsynk Connect Pro, and that will relay it, and it gives you the certain parameters that you can read and write back to it, and your time of use and stuff like that. That's it. So I hope I've given you a view of a few other things. But I tell you what, look at this. Come here.